Hey YouTube, I'm Brick Smith, and welcome to Forever Sorting. As always, is this guy right here giving me the stink eye. Kevin Elowich is saying,
one of these days.
I know.
One of these days.
I know. I don't know what his problem is. I don't. You can't even. He's not even do the intro.
I can't. No, I'm so distracted now. That was such
really, but like, okay, well, I see now. Our special guest this week, folks, is In Talk, aka Kim, aka one of my very best friends, aka one of my favorites, aka Fabuland lady. She's the best. And Kim doesn't even shook. Kevin, notice that.
It's amazing.
She heard the same thing you did. She's cool. Welcome, Kim. It's great to have you.
Thank you. I appreciate being here. Nice of you to have me.
Oh man, you're one. You're tops. You're one of the best, and I can't speak highly. I can't speak highly enough of you. It's exciting. This is season 2, and you know why you're here. We want to know more about you.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Season two.
Season 2.
So
Thank you. The network brought you back. I'm impressed.
I got I found the tracking device on my shoe.
right.
Like, oh no.
It's 4 weeks. Let's go. It was a pleasure to have Chris on for those 4 weeks. But I like to kick Kevin around, so it's nice to have him back. As you could see real quick, up and by Kevin's head up there in the corner, right there, that's Intalk's logo that Kevin A. Hinkle designed.
Yay.
Yes, she's also wearing Kevin today.
Kevin, designed by I'm also drinking Kevin.
Yep.
Yeah.
I approve all of these messages.
And, this is a Brick Fair logo.
That's also
that Kevin designed. Kevin, what are you wearing?
The same shirt.
They didn't tell me I was supposed to wear that. And I don't have a collared one anyway.
Oh, we'll fix that in January.
Okay. Let's hope so.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm going with it.
Yeah, I was actually just about to say Julian's just gonna break into the Brick Fair barn anyway and just be like, "This is when it was supposed to happen. I'm getting a shirt."
Yeah.
And it's just gonna shoot like, "Who are you?"
Hey Todd, I'm here. I'm just gonna grab. I'm here. Okay.
I'm here for my shirt.
So, I don't remember how we started with Joe. I'm so excited and nervous. Kevin, you start.
I'm so excited and nervous.
I do. You guys don't know because Kim's the best. Anyway.
But yeah, I mean, for anybody that is not familiar with you, Kim, they've never heard of you. They have no idea who you are.
There we go. That's what I should have done.
Would you like to give us a nice introduction into who you are and what we should know about you?
Okay. I am an AFOL. Big surprise.
Help.
I live in the South. Woo!
But not as south as Julian.
Not as southern Julian. I live on the Georgia-South Carolina border. I work in education, but I know most of the people I know on the internet through building with Lego. I've been doing it for quite a while now. I started you might ask me these questions, I don't know, but I started with kids, but I've been building buildings, and then that kind of morphed into one time I decided to kind of play around with Fabuland. I think a lot of people know me now for Fabuland builds, which is why I had worked with Kevin, and Kevin designed this particular logo because
awesome. By the way, I like the idea, and I like the artistic spin Kevin put on it.
Yeah, he has my glasses on there.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
That's it. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
Well, I don't know. I didn't know where you were going to go with questions, so I didn't.
That's Kevin's fault. He didn't do the intro right. Right.
I'm a college professor, and once you get me talking and put me in front of people, I could just talk until everybody in the room's sleeping. So be careful.
I can make people go to sleep too. No, it's okay. So You say you're an AFOL, but how long have you been playing with Lego?
When I am even older than Brickstar. I am an older AFOL. I was born in 1965, so they didn't have these kits when I was little. And although my parents probably would have encouraged me to play with Lego, especially my dad, I don't think we had much until my brother was maybe 7. I kind of remember him having those kits that were just the ones that had those plastic inserts, that just had bricks. And so I kind of remember playing some with him, but for the most part, my earliest memories other than that are playing Lego with the kids I babysat, probably when I was 16 or 17.
Okay.
So I was this young teenage woman, but the parents would come home and I'd be knee deep in the Lego with the kids playing and building. And I was a very popular babysitter because I would play with the kids.
Nice.
But then I didn't start, I didn't become an AFOL until about the same time you did. I think it was about 2012 is when I started playing. So
what was the thing?
The linchpin, Kevin. The linchpin.
Well, the linchpin, I always like, let's admit it, it's an obsession. I always have some obsession in my life.
Yep.
And I had bought a Suzuki Samurai from eBay, and I had rebuilt that. I even learned how to do Bondo and get seats from the junkyard and put them in the car. And I did all that, but that wasn't the best hobby because there's only sometimes you could do it. It was really hot.
Yeah.
And then we redid our house, and I did floors and cabinets and stuff. And then I was kind of out of stuff to do. So one day we were looking for something to keep me busy. So we went to the Barnes and Noble, and I got a crossword puzzle and I got a Lego kit. And it was an architecture set. And I think it was one, I can't remember. I have to almost look at the year. I have so many now. But I never, ever did the crossword puzzle. I
don't blame you. And I tell you what, folks, the architecture sets were the gateway drug into Lego for AFOLs. Just saying. That's what I saw.
I built that, and I ended up selling I think I gave the puzzle to Goodwill, and then I just kept buying Lego sets.
I can't say I blame you. So
there's usually that thing, right? There's like a thing that pulls you back into this vortex life.
Is there, Kevin? No.
I got the camper van after that, and then I got what's the little, my brain is you said I'd be intelligent, but hey, good luck with that. The little car, it was green,
the Mini Cooper.
Thank you very much. I got the Mini Cooper.
Wow.
I decided to do something different. This is the first time I did something like this. Kind of my first mock, but it's really not a mock. But I built a red one, and then I built a white one, and then I built a yellow one, and that was the first thing I ever showed on YouTube. I went on to a Saturday Night Lego show and showed that, and that kind of hooked me in to the YouTube community.
Now, good segue, Kim. So you had the love of the Lego. How much longer after you had the Lego love did you go into YouTube, watching and then having the nerve to go live or come into a live room or whatever? Because there is some time. There's always a space.
There is. Well, like I said, I started building in 2012 and probably late 2012. And then through 2013, I was kind of watching, and actually my mom got sick, and I was with her a lot while she was sick. And she had cancer, and I was at her house a lot, just hanging out with her, and she watched the stupidest television shows during the day, soap operas, and maybe other things people like, but I just wasn't into it. And I had my phone, and I would watch Brickstar with a headphone set, and that got me going. And then, of course, there was the Brick Show at the time, I never watched whatever the Brick Woman was. I found her a bit disturbing, quite honestly. I like it when my Lego people wear clothes to do that.
You're talking about the Brick Queen. I'll say her name.
Yes. I just couldn't remember.
I kind of want to know if there's a channel called the Brick Woman, though. Like, I want to know if somebody's claimed that channel name.
I got it. No.
But yeah, I watched, and then my mom passed away in November, and then I think it was not that long after that, maybe in early 2014, that we actually were able to build a house because we got a little bit of money from her. And while we were in the apartment, that's when I first started going on. We were in an apartment while we were building our house. That's when I first started going on the Saturday night streams,
Okay.
and it was to share that Mini Cooper.
That's awesome.
And then I got hooked with all the crazy people on.
Are there crazy? I don't know any crazy people that hung out on Saturday nights.
Yeah, some of them are long gone, but others of them you still hear of and see around.
And it's fun. Some of the ones that you think are long gone are hatching chicks in their brooders. Who knew? That's crazy. But yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. Nice.
And that's where I started learning about going to Brick Lot, some of the shows as well.
Yeah. How many shows have you displayed at?
I've 2 different shows, but more, so I've been at Brickfest Live in Philadelphia, and then the one in Alabama.
That would be Brick Fair.
Brick Fair. And Brick Fair is the first one I ever went to.
Okay.
I ever displayed at. Kevin was there. I was quieter. I know I probably said hello to him, but I didn't talk to him much then. But my display was next to Bricks for Chris and Brickstar, and I hung out with them.
What year was that?
14, I think.
2014.
And I'm not trying. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not trying. But Brick Jams was at that one as well.
And I met him too. Yeah.
Which makes me mad he didn't take me, but we weren't friends yet, so it's okay.
It's kind of hard.
I don't know because he doesn't know me yet.
And I also went to AFOL Con, which I think I went to after that, but I didn't display, but I went as a displayer. But that's in London.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, I ain't never heard of AFOL Con. What is that?
Yeah.
I think, unless I'm mistaken, that has been kind of like wrapped up into Brick Live. Like it used to be, it was a show that had like a public side of it and a private side of it. And the private side of it was called AFOLCon, and the public side of it was called like the Lego Show or something like that. It was like one event, but it had kind of like 2 umbrellas and kind of 2 focuses. And if I'm not mistaken, Megan Rothrock, who's been on our show a couple times, or been on our show and been on my show, she was a part of the Lego AFOLCon, part of that team. And then I think either they got bought or sold or reorganized, but then it kind of morphed into Brick Live. It kind of all turned into Brick Live. And Brick Live for many years was a powerhouse show moving across Europe. It was in a lot of ways seen as a major threat to the Lego company.
Really?
Oh,
and so,
I love to hear when people.
I know those are
major threat.
Those are the things that get you really excited. I know, but
all hands on deck. Lego's like freaking out.
But what's interesting is that was one of those keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer, because they were very scared about that show, and so they ended up actually partnering with them and giving them the license to do Lego shows. So Brick Live for the last couple of years had the official approval to use the Lego logo, to have Lego statues, to do all that kind of stuff.
Nice.
And I don't know if they're still going. I have no idea.
I know that the last time I looked, they weren't in London because it's just so expensive to do anything in London. They were on the edge of London, but I could still get there on the train or on the underground. And then, like, my family went to London to go see the sites, and I went to a convention hall to watch geeks.
Yeah.
Although I got to meet Alice Finch, and this was really early in my Lego.
She's the one that did the big Harry Potter thing,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, and she was really great. I talked to her, and she was very encouraging women in Lego building, and especially an older, not a typical age woman. and she was really, really cool. And it was cool. The second day I went back, they wouldn't let me in the front. The guards wouldn't let me in. Right. I'm like, they told me I could get in and they didn't know. So I went around the back and I was still something. I ended up running into the guy. Maybe Kevin or you will know his name. He's the guy that did the bird set, the idea set.
Yeah. I don't remember his name, but
I should have looked it up. He was back there. A bunch of guys were back there smoking cigarettes. And I said, they told me I could get back in here. And he said, hold on a second. Let us finish our cigarettes. And then and they just chatted with me, told me that they built the set, and they helped me. They sneaked me in the back, and so they were really cool. So I met, turns out he lived really close to where my wife's family lived.
Cool.
I've rarely had a bad experience with Lego people. It's just been
and it doesn't matter where they're from, what their mindsets are. It's when it comes down to the Lego, they're usually like Lego.
Yeah.
I think there's a song by that name.
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't write it. I just sang it.
Yeah.
I didn't write it.
But yeah, so I don't know where we're at in the timeline. So I'm gonna pull up a picture because I came prepared.
I'm impressed. You did your homework. That's good.
I did.
Give you a good grade.
Good job, Julian.
Listen, and just for the record, Kevin, Kim, everyone that's watching, Kevin had nothing to do with this. I did this all on my own, and Brittany got it to the computer. I got you, girl.
I was going to say, all by yourself? I was going to ask Brittany.
This much help. She said she was going to help me anyway. So
that little push over the finish line.
That's it. But so this is what we got right now. Here we go. So are we here yet?
That's my very first show. The very first thing probably my first mock. That's the one I showed at Brick Fair, Alabama.
Oh wow, okay.
It's Fanning Hall. It was where the registrar's office was at the time. It's not there now though. On my campus, so that building's still on my campus. It's pretty much just a big block. But I did
too far. I knew I'd screw up.
But I did do the inside of the building. So the scientist kit, the women scientist kit that was a idea set. Those women, I'm going to point, and you won't be able to see where I'm pointing, are on the left side up in the corner. And then every room in there has some kind of professors doing something in there. So I took a lot of time. I don't do that as much anymore because I don't, usually the show you don't get to show the inside.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of excellent cool yellow being used in there.
I bought a lot of friend sets.
Yeah. That was I'm going to stop sharing real quick. That color at that time was in 2 sets.
Yeah.
And it was the school and it was a poly bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me show you my whole collection of that color.
Yeah, I don't have much either, and I had a happy young lady who only wanted friend sets at the time. Entire collection, I believe that.
That's of that color. This is my entire collection. It's a quart size bag.
Yeah, I think Kim's collection's a little bit bigger, or was.
One day when I take that, if I ever take it apart, I do have that one still up. I usually try to keep at least a part of my mock. You'll see in the other pictures, I have bigger mocks. I haven't kept all of that.
She has some.
So you said that was your first mock?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. She about that life. That, folks, is why we have her here.
Very nice.
At the moment, okay, I'm just going to relate a little bit of my history to correlate and understand the difference and why Kim's here as our special guest, and I'm just a schmuck like this guy. I didn't create mocks, and they were not on that scale, at that same timeline. Kim just said that we were our journey through AFOLDM was literally parallel, and I didn't realize how parallel. But yeah,
we're the same age, but I'm 12 years older than you in real life. or whatever that is.
And you can tell by the level of my maturity. And yeah, but I didn't that's not where I stepped into. I didn't get there for a very long time. I'd say probably 4 or 5 years, and I'm still not okay. So the next one I'm going to show, I feel like I'm there now, sort of, and only because the community's helping me. Because I wouldn't be there without the help of the community. Talking about
That's awesome.
that pile of brick back there, but Kim said, "I like my yellow building," and I'm going to speak for her. I like it, but I can do more. That's I don't know if that's really how you felt. But
That's shit. I've never shown anything twice.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm going to another show. What am I going to build?
Yeah.
Boom.
I'm going to Philadelphia. What's in Philadelphia?
Right.
Oh, the Eastern Penitentiary's in Philadelphia.
Oh man.
I'll build that. Was my thought. And I'm my area of specialty is criminology. And so I was very familiar with that building. I've toured it a couple times. I've written an encyclopedia article about it. So I was like, I'm going to Philadelphia. Cool, I'll show this. And I started with the very little bit in the middle there. And so it's just really the front of the building. It's not the whole building is built in the shape of panopticon. Actually, here we go with the lecture with some extra buildings. I've thought before actually about doing a mini build of that, but I just did that whole one, and I did not keep that except for the turret because it was just too huge. I can't.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you what, folks. I brought a multicolored Death Star, and she plopped this down next to me, and I said, "I love it, but I can't see nothing."
we were next to each other. That's how I got to know you.
Yes, ma'am. And we had a blast. And
Brittany and Howie, we were up in the corner.
We were squatted up. It was and we've been thick as Steve ever since.
But yeah, it was a great time. It was
awesome.
I actually had gotten tickets to go to Philly the year before, and my wife broke her leg while I was in Brick Fair, Alabama. That very same weekend, my wife was in California with our daughter, and she broke her leg, and so I didn't get to go to Philly. I was like, I really want to go to Philly, but there's no way she could have done anything, so I had to stay home. But Chris Clutch worked for them at the time, and he sent me my packet. So I did get all my stuff from that. Nice.
Oh, so you got the Philly Fanatic or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have the Philly Fanatic.
Yeah, I've got the Philly Fanatic from.
Yeah, I'm so jealous. I want that. I just want that. Not yours specifically, but I'll find a way.
Oh. Hey, all you got to do is believe.
Yes. Click your feet together.
So I'm gonna move us through some more mocks if that's all right with you.
Of course.
Kim, and just if you're absolutely tell us all about it. And here it comes.
So my every time I go see my dad, he lives in Columbus, Ohio. That's where I grew up. When I grew up, we actually grew up on the west side, the hilltop. If anybody knows Columbus, probably nobody does. So we grew up in a working class neighborhood, and when my brother and I moved out, and my dad decided to move to a high-rise condo, a very nice condo in downtown Columbus. So that's his condo. And he and the guy at his front desk who lets people in the building, that's how nice the place is.
Nice.
Would joke about me building a building. And so I took the hints. But then I decided I would build it, and I sat down to think about building it and did some sketches and stuff. I was looking at brick prices, and I thought, there's no way I'm going to be able to build it like I've built some other buildings.
Yeah.
It would be really expensive. And maybe this is the chance to challenge myself to build on a smaller scale. So that's what I did. That's about maybe that high, maybe 10 inches high, maybe 8. So I flew to see him between Thanksgiving and Christmas. And he's like, "Why are you coming to see me?" He thought when I got there, he said, are you getting a divorce? I'm like, no. He thought I was really serious. I was visiting him, by myself. But I said, no, I brought you a package that I had to bring. I couldn't trust the manufacturing. And he loved it. It's in a plastic acrylic container. He took it downstairs in his building, showed everybody, showed anybody who came in the door. And I said, Dad, I put it in that container so you could leave it at the front door if you want. He goes, no, I don't want it. I want it in my apartment.
I don't blame him.
He's got it in his house. He loves it.
So this is the mock that the AFOLs don't get to see.
Yeah, I've never shown it. It's my dad's.
That's awesome. All right, and then do we want to keep going? Yeah, or we want to? Okay, here we go. There's a great story behind this one, and I love it.
Yeah.
Not that one. This one.
This is the Margaret Sherrick house. It was designed by Louis Kahn. I'm not an expert in architecture, but the first year that I went to Philly Brickfest, I won the Philadelphia, the best Philly mock for that Eastern Penitentiary.
That one.
So I thought, cool, I'm going to try to win that again. I'm going to build something else from Philadelphia. Well, this is a house in Philadelphia. And it's by a famous architect. So I thought, I'm going to get this is a shot. I spent a lot of time. The inside looks just like the inside of the house. I used Google. You know how you can spy on houses with Google? I did that. I studied it. I did weeks and weeks of trying to figure out what the house looked like. And I built it. It didn't get nominated. I was like, okay, these people don't know architecture. I can go with it. But it was kind of like, I also built a massive gray brick mountain with Fabulin characters in it, and that was nominated for best town thing.
That one was not on your Facebook with these in a group.
That's okay.
I don't have that one, Kim. God.
That was nominated for best town, but the stadium beat me. Brick Revolution Stadium beat me, that stadium's great. But so I was there. I was at I wasn't actually at the corner. Brick, somebody else who was there told me that somebody came by and was looking for me because they wanted to talk to me about this, and they came back and they found me and they said, did you build this? I was like, yeah. And they said, my boss lives in this house.
Oh, wow.
Really? So, yeah, I think he was an attorney. He's an attorney and he lives here. Would you be willing to show him this? He's not going to be home until late tonight. And this was Sunday. We were closing down at 6. Would you be willing to show him this? I said, well, I'm leaving first thing tomorrow morning, but maybe. So I called this guy. Granted, this was not, you don't tell your kids to do this. But I called this guy. He says that he and his husband have just gotten home from India. They're beat, but if I would be willing to bring this to show them, they would love it because they lived in the house and they would give me a tour of the house.
Wow.
2 of my best friends, my best friend and her husband are architects. And I called them. I'm like, you will never believe this. I'm going to get to go in the Margaret Sherrick house. They're so jealous. So I did this at 11 o'clock at night by myself in Philly. Not, I am a criminologist. I know this isn't the brightest thing in the world. But I stumbled a few times and kind of, and I went in and I unwrapped it and I had lights that I could either do the upstairs or downstairs because my battery pack had died. But I showed them it. I showed them everything about it, and they loved it, and they bought it.
Wow.
For enough money to buy most Lego sets that are out today.
Nice.
Not at one time, but any one set.
Yeah.
So when they asked, when they said offered the tour, and because you said you had to go back the next morning, so you went there that night?
Yep, 11 o'clock at night.
Okay.
Had a tour, showed them the house. And the tour was great. Only one part of the house had changed. And they're like, well, it used to be. I said, this used to be the laundry room and you had to go outside. It was like freaky. I was like a weird stalker that knew their house so well. But we were all laughing about it.
That's pretty cool.
That is awesome.
It was really cool.
And what a whirlwind. It's like, all right, time to go pack and go home.
Yeah.
It's like, actually, no.
So that's on display. They give tours to people interested in architecture, and that's on display unless they've don't have it anymore, but they said they were going to leave it on display. In fact, the guy who gave me the tour, he had tried to build his own MOC. He had Lego, and his wasn't as good as me. And he was really impressed by mine. It just wasn't as big, but he had some of the architecture kits in his house as well.
Wow. Nice.
So that was really fun. I've had great experiences because of Lego.
Oh my God, but both of us have. Yeah. I got to meet Kim.
I got to meet Julian and
Kevin, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, my university had me one summer build our residence hall. That's I can show you that. You want me to show them that? It's hanging on my wall. Here, it's probably I can take it off the wall, or I can.
Go for a ride, everybody.
Oh, there you
go.
Yep. I can't hold it straight. Let's see. There we go. Kind of. It's a glare on it.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's the front of the magazine. You can see me, my old sig fig. I've actually done a new one with better hair, with different hair, because that's so expensive. But they had seen, I don't know, somebody told that I did Lego. I don't remember who it was. It's probably my wife. And they wanted to do a story on me in the magazine of my secret hobby. And when they figured out that I could do stuff that was build all kinds of stuff, they said, "Do you think you could build our new a replica of our new residence hall that hasn't been built yet, but we can show you the architecture renderings?" This was on a May 14th, and they wanted it by June 14th. I said, "I'll give it a try." So I had a lot of Lego. I had a lot of tan already from the leftover from the penitentiary. And then I ordered more and just worked on it, and it looks a lot like the building. The building's looks a little wider than the building looks in real life, but it looked like their drawing. And like you saw, they put it on the cover. They did say they wanted it big enough so they could shoot it for the cover. And then they paid me for everything I used for it, and they kept it and had a cabinet made, and it's on display at our university.
I love that. That makes folks. If you haven't had your stuff bought and displayed, there's something wrong with you. I'm kidding. No, I strive and want to. I want to be that cool. The castle, yes, but no, you guys like the castle, like literally, like I talk about. Oh, this person, that person, the inspiration, but I'll be building this thing, and I'll be laying brick, and I think of the penitentiary, and I'm like, God, you're awesome.
Not to take us on too far of a tangent.
Hey,
but the thing that I mean, that's our specialty of this show. The thing that I cannot help but think, and you can't blame me because I've known him a lot longer than I've known you, Julian. But in my brain.
Oh, you're talking about greed?
I keep thinking that like there's this sovereign nation of the ice bears and this massive behemoth clear castle, and I'm like, something's coming, and I'm turning around I'm seeing this other empire be built on like the edge of a different kingdom, and I'm like, eventually these are gonna go. There's no other choice. They must go head to head somewhere.
No, we are. It is completely. We have a treaty.
I would love to see them set up near each other at a show and have some I want maximum shenanigans.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good. Now I don't mind the shenanigans. That'd be fun.
I want maximum.
But anyway, and he's talking about Hope Castle, folks. If you don't know who we're talking about, it's Reed. I know Kim knows him, but that's. He does castle work too, and I tell you the Brick Fair castles, the castles of Brick Fair. Slug built a castle at Philly. 7 towers. Sorry, we're not talking about me. Shit. Sorry.
It was amazing.
Yeah. My dream is to get as big as Slug's castle, the 7 towers. I want my castle that big or bigger. I want the detail that he had in his. So if you guys don't, I'm talking about a garden slug. right? Is that or is it just Slug? It's
No, Garden. Well,
New Jersey.
New Jersey.
The New Jersey Lug.
Yeah.
Check them out. You'll find it. It's as seen on what are the
Beyond the Brick.
there it is. And I'm sorry. But, yeah. But
And that's for all of our friends in the community. Garden Slug is home to is that Joey's lug.
Joey.
That is his home turf.
Is that Joey?
There it is.
Some more Kevin's work at the fingertip. Anyway, sorry, Kim. Back on the rails.
So I would say, speaking of like these kind of major projects, right? Like these multi-year big projects, like what Julian's been doing, like what Reed's been doing, like what Dario had been doing with his castle. Kim, do you have some kind of like aspiration of some behemoth of a build that you want to do that's going to take years to accomplish?
No, I'll have to think about it, but no, I just the last show I did like a town for Fabuland characters.
Gorgeous. Friggin' phenomenal.
You know, I've loved everything I've done, but that was my favorite show in some ways because the kids loved my display.
Mm-hmm.
And I had made a train. It was just 3 cars, but it went up and down a hill and stopped, and then went back up and stopped. And I had some kids come back and just watch it, and some kids run up and down with it. And there are other trains there which are much more impressive and cooler than mine. But the kids
sorry.
But the kids couldn't track them, and the little kids that were about anywhere from probably 3 to 6 or 7. They love my display. They love the bright colors.
Yeah.
Any kids any older are like, that's stupid. That's stupid. But, it's not Duplo. It's Fabuland.
I loved it. And if you guys haven't had – go ahead, Kev.
I was going to say, did you know I actually didn't realize this, I guess, until embarrassingly recent. But the new owner of Brick World, Mr. Mark Larson, is actually quite obsessed with Fabuland. If you go to so Brick World has a YouTube channel now. It's very small, and they've only done like a couple. Like it's mostly Mark. It's mostly Mark being like, "Hi, I'm Mark. I run Brick World now." And every single video he has had a Fabuland in it somehow. And he's talked. He did like they have like he called it like a Phantom opening ceremonies video, which was basically a live stream that he hosted. And he talked about Fabuland for like 30 minutes in the video. And he's like, okay, I need to stop talking about Fabuland. And it moved on.
I went and watched that because you told me about that. And it was frightening to me because he was taking their little arms and legs off and changing their bodies around.
Well, I don't know anything about that.
No, this guy doesn't know that.
You can't take their hands off, at least. They're attached.
Yeah, those are.
Kevin's like,
I don't think I own a single Fabuland figure.
shame on you. I am glad I just acquired 4 in a great bulk. Oh.
I just got a hippo with a necklace.
That is exactly what that is.
I have a pimp they call Mayor. I
I love that the Leo. I got a.
What did you say, Julian?
He's a pimp. He's like literally like gold chain pimped out. Yeah, he looks like Snoop Dogg. I'm just saying.
He's the mayor?
He's a Snoop Lion. Here he is.
Yeah, there's Mayor Cheese right there. Is that not a pimp?
That looks like The Rock. Like when you see his old 90s photos of the top and the gold chain.
That's great.
He's got some suave hair, though.
I'm telling you, man.
That's like Prince Charming hair.
So, Kim, for the next show we have that you are going to, are you going to bring a bigger? Oh, there's the driver. There's the driver. Yep, that is the set I got. I got the mayor's car. So excited! I had to go to Bricklink and buy 2 parts, and I'm like, I got to be careful. Slippery slope.
Oh, yeah.
It is. I got my first 2 Fabuland characters in the Christmas exchange that a lot of AFOS do. Clutch spot them for me.
Nice.
And now I have a whole case of them. I've just got a lot of them.
Nice.
Man.
Absolutely. Yes. So, what is your next major mock for display or for, I guess, the school or your dad?
You might have seen and usually I don't show things ahead of time, but it's weird times. I built Fort Fabulae Rado.
Oh yeah.
Radio, but I did it for Fabuland characters. So instead of the brown, I got white palisades. I guess those pieces are called.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna populate it with Lego characters. And I was thinking either doing more Western or maybe thinking about doing other sets, Fabuland.
Oh my God! I love that because,
It's pretty cool.
Over this way, and I kind of see back to this red building. That's a barbecue place that's in Alabama, and so sometimes it's fun to build something that locals will recognize. And I'm a vegetarian. I don't even eat this stuff, but that and it looked like a building that might be challenging, and so I've been kind of playing with it as well.
Nice. Saw here first, folks.
There is like definitely something to that concept when you're going to shows, trying to kind of I don't know if appeal's the right word, but there's a local audience that's there, and they really hook on to that kind of stuff.
And it does like Alabama, Philadelphia. It doesn't matter where, because I'm cutting Kevin off, but there was the Capitol building in Philadelphia. Didn't that win as local build one time?
Oh, like this? It was like the steps.
No, it wasn't the steps. It was a big red building.
It was I forget what the name of it was, but yeah, and not she won 2 years in a row.
She did.
I can't remember her name, but her and her friend, I always talk to them. And weirdly enough, there's another professor I know in my field who hangs out with those people. And the first time I saw him there, I walked up to him and said, "Are you I won't say his name, who does
that thing
deviance?" And he's like, "Who's asking?" I said, "Well, I'm
who's asking?"
Professor. And he's like, "Well, I guess if you're here, then I can be here." Because, he's supposed to be teaching when that stuff's going on most of the time.
That's awesome.
You always know you're in for a treat when people are like, "Who wants to know?"
Yeah. I couldn't believe when I called his name because he's a fairly well-known person in my field. Like I had, texted a few of my friends. You won't believe who's here.
That's awesome.
Some people use his textbooks. It's kind of cool.
Oh, yeah, that is.
That's one way.
So we didn't even get there's a basic question that I didn't ask at the beginning. Favorite theme?
It's definitely the new aimed at adults. I'm kidding.
Adults welcome.
It's only the grown-up stuff, please.
Yeah, it's probably architecture. I buy almost all of it. I started only buying the places I've been, and I get to travel a lot, both for my work and because my wife is from England, so we get to travel a lot. But then I got
you.
What?
I said, take me with you.
But then I got to the point where, oh my, I want that too. Or we've been there and I didn't get that one. So now I buy almost all of them right when they come out.
Nice. And the next time you're in our neighborhood, you come by and you eat orange chicken in the fry.
I'm a vegetarian. I'll have to eat the rice.
Oh yeah, we'll just do the rice then. We won't even make the chicken. It's cool. It's cool.
You can eat the chicken.
I put bacon in my mind. Anyway,
yeah.
No, he puts bacon.
We'll figure out something.
We want you here. Come on, bring it.
You know I'm not one of those vegetarians that gets all picky. I've taken you to Chick-fil-A before, so.
I wasn't going to say that. I said I use that now. I use that to fight people sometimes.
To fight people.
I'll talk, that's a story for another time.
Okay. But no, you can eat what you want, I'll eat what I want.
There it is. But so favorite theme is architecture, and you've done some of your biggest mocks, and you did the Fabulous Mountain and displayed that, and you took that down?
Yeah.
No.
Well, yeah, most things I take down right at the show. When people are, I don't do what Chris does. I don't like throw them on the floor, but I just crumble them into the boxes and pack them up and take them home.
I understand that.
You're not looking for the views. It's for the views.
No. Right. How do you feel about the state of Lego Group as a whole right now? No. Listen, bro. I guarantee you, she's got an opinion.
It's fine.
I guarantee you, it's good.
I would never have expected the next question.
I know.
As much as Kevin tells us how awful they are, I know they're a company, and a lot of times I was the one writing. Companies are like this, and which doesn't mean how they treat you is good. It's just this isn't unusual for companies or state places where people were, we know. So some stuff is good, some isn't. One thing we didn't mention is I was one of the lucky people who got to go on the Lego Inside Tour.
Yep.
And
I didn't mention it. I honestly forgot.
And I didn't make a huge deal about it, but for 4 years, I tried every year to get chosen, and finally one year we got chosen. It's a lot of money to do it, and I'm very lucky that I am in a position in our society where I have the funds where we can go do things like that. I'm lucky that I have a wife that said, yeah, I'll go do it if we do it. And she's also a sociologist. She studies work. She had a blast. She was interviewing all of the Lego people. She was asking them about why they decided to work there, what it was like to live in Billin. She had, we were like having build competition. I'm like, you're not building. She's like, no, but I'm interviewing, all the designers that you see. And that was fun. And they treated us really well on that. But I know they're giving us a particular experience, but they were really good to us. And that was really fun.
What was the set that time you went on, the exclusive gift set that they gave out?
Was the tree, which they emailed all of us to warn us. Guess what? A tree is coming out in the Lego house, and we're sorry that this is the situation, but yours is different, and we just wanted to warn you. So they were kind to warn us too.
Yeah, there was a lot of uproar when the Lego Land Train won. Because that one was like they gave that out in the Inside Tour first, and then like a couple months later, the Scarebic fan weekend was able somehow to source 2 pallets of them.
Oh wow!
But they reskinned them, so it was the same set, but it had a unique because it has the slide package on it.
Yeah, I can grab mine.
Yes, please.
Because one of the coolest things is they put your picture on it.
Yeah.
What?
I've got it built over on the shelf, but this is the box. So yeah, cool thing is, trying not to have a glare here. I'm there, right over there.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
So that's really cool, and I met really cool people on the trip that I still talk to. Just a few, and sometimes they'll tell me, hey, this is going on, or this is being so sometimes I get inside information from them as well as from all my other friends I've met, mostly through YouTube.
Yeah.
So any plans on quitting YouTube anytime soon?
No, you notice I'm not on a lot.
I have noticed.
I don't make videos that often. I'm not, I have a new job. I'm interim. Who knows if it will last or how long? But I'm an interim dean. It started August 1st or July 1st, and as you can imagine, with the pandemic, being an administrator at a school that's face to face right now, I've been pretty busy and a little stressed.
Yeah.
So that's part of it. And part of it is I've got a grandson. He's just turned 2. So since my grandson was born, I haven't been in the community online quite as much, but my grandson knows to say Lego, not Legos. He can build them. He has his own. We sometimes build together when he's on the phone and I'm on the phone, but he and I have been to the Lego store before the pandemic more than I could tell you, because he lives in Atlanta. He's been in a day to 2 different ones.
Man.
Because he has a grandma who's into it. And we even will go through Target and he'll go, Grandma, Lego. He knows right away. And sometimes they sent me a video of him waking up his mom in the morning and going, Mommy, I want to build Lego. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. But that keeps me from doing YouTube as much. But I do watch still.
I know, yeah. Yep. So,
and
I mentioned one time that there are people that watch who don't interact with us much, but know our whole stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll talk about you.
And occasionally I get caught watching at night. Occasionally I'll roll over or something, and the phone will like time somebody out, and I'll get caught, lurking.
Love it. That's fun. Yeah. But she's a moderator in my channel for sure. But yeah, I can tell you that the Lego community and myself and my family are better off to have you in it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I love you.
It's a great community. I mean, like I said, I can't think of a bad experience I've had. I mean, everybody is just fantastic. So many whole families of people are kind, and we're varied. But we have fun.
Yeah.
So
much. Yeah.
We did the Brick Sisters thing. I know they had a show the other day. And I missed that, but I talk to a lot of them every once in a while, and I'm Facebook friends probably with more Lego people now than any other kind of people in my life.
Yep, that's part of the process.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it better. I like to be a hermit, have my real life 2 or 3 best friends, and then all my friends on the internet.
That's pretty much my life. Yeah. And to have so many Lego friends on Facebook is good, because a few of them will get political, but most of them you don't have to hear about the crazy crap in the world. You just get to see, look, I built this mocker. Do you know where this piece came from? Or
yeah.
Or look, I have 10 new sets. Which one should I build first? That's my favorite. But yeah, you're absolutely correct. I like that there's what is it? We don't talk about religion. We don't talk about politics. And I think the community's better off for it. And if you are posting politics or about religion, maybe you should stop a little bit, or don't. Yeah, just saying.
Yeah,
We're here for the ABS.
We're here for the ABS. It's usually, I find it humorous when I'll get that new friendship request, which, I mean, we probably all get them every single day. And I'll go in there and I'm like, all right, I don't know who this is. Person, who is this? And I click on the thing, and it's like, you have 20 friends in common, and every image is a minifigure. And it's like, all right. Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I think these aren't real photos of them.
So you said your wife is good with your Lego hobby and willing to travel and go do things. But the question is, does she ever build?
She built the London set. I had her build that, and she was fine. She liked it, but that was about it. Yeah, she was done. She envies me. And she says that she wishes she had something that she loved as much as I do. When things are stressful, I come up here to my Lego room and you build something, and before long, wow, it's raining here. Whether you're trying to figure out directions, especially on an old set, or you're trying to figure out how to make something work, you forget about the stress you're having in your real life, whether it's your mom being sick or the crap going on at work, it's a focus. So she envies that. And and when I'm not doing this, sometimes I go, try to find sales at Walmart. And I'm always having something I can do that Lego, or when I'm on, she's reading about the stupid stuff that's going on in the world. And some of it's, it's important. We have to be safe, things like that. But she'll be like, what are you looking at? I'm like, I'm seeing what BrickSeek says, or I'm seeing what brick pickers tell me, or I'm looking at everybody's Instagram post of Lego.
Now, you mentioned earlier that you have had other hobbies. You redid a car, you redid a house. Now you're playing with Lego. Other than your grandson, do you see anything ever replacing the time you spend with Lego?
No.
I know, like Alex, I'll pick Alex over Lego every day, just like you will your grandson. I know.
I don't. I've had this one longer than I had the car. And the house, we still do some house things. Our kids who live in Atlanta got a house in Atlanta, which is cool. And we've helped them a little bit with the house. Like I can do some plumbing. I can do some electric work. So I've helped them with that. But like sometimes Lorraine, that's my wife, wants to buy a house and like flip it. I'm like, nah, I just want to play with my Lego. I'd rather.
Yeah, I get that.
Do that. And I think you might have mentioned before you did maybe baseball cards in the past.
I did before this. It didn't last. The hobby did not last. I mean, it lasted a long time, but it wasn't as fulfilling as this one.
Same here. And I did it. And I ended up selling my cards a long time ago on eBay. And
they're in Granny's shed right now. That's where my baseball cards are.
Yeah.
They are not going to throw them away, though. So
most of mine were football. I had a couple of Joe Montanas. I was lucky to be the right age to in the 80s. I did that. So, yeah, it's always been, like I said, something. But
yeah.
So I have no doubt, because I know you by now, Julian, that I know you would do this anyway. But when you go and look at those cards again in Granny's shed, you make sure you hit the live button, because I want to see the childhood delight of Julian looking back at something he had fond memories of from 15 years ago, 20. Like I already know you're going to be sitting there smiling like nobody's business, going through those cards. I know it.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't care about none of that crap. What are you saying?
Yeah, I don't know. Is Granny's shed in Florida, or is it?
It is. I'll wait till January or February.
Yeah. It's darn hot, and hopefully the cards are okay too.
I think they'll be fine. They're mostly common. I just break packs, and the collection was started, I think, in 2006.
Okay.
So there are old cards, but for the most part, I would just buy old packs or boxes of and just crack them all just to see what I could do. It was fun and enjoyed it, but it was too expensive for me at the time.
Yeah. And it's just not as satisfying as Lego. Not as satisfying as Lego.
No, because like you said, with the work connection with the work, for me, juvenile corrections is not the most fulfilling career, because you don't always see the child turning around. And sometimes that child doesn't turn around, they lose their life. And
when you said multiple times that a lot of times you see the same people.
Yeah.
I invest in those kids, and I get, you guys know how soft I am at heart. Everybody knows that. If you know me for 5 seconds, you know it. So, but sit down and take a Lego set, get my mind off of the job, and then also have A to B to C to D, follow these directions. Now you have a completed thing that you created. It's like, okay, because you go home sometimes from work and you're like, man, this kid is never going to change their life.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm sorry to spin it around on me, Kim.
I did. That's another connection you and I have always had. I did an internship. I think I probably told you, and we're getting way off Lego, but I did an internship at a juvenile correction facility when I was in college, and so they wanted me to stay. I connected okay with the kids, but I'm
not going to call you old, but when that was when juvenile justice was a mess.
Yeah.
And we're still bad. So, wow.
Oh man. Fun we can have. See, this is what happens with meet all kinds of people you might not. I never would have met you if we didn't know either one of you.
And
this is true.
Yeah. And again, I will repeat this. Like I said earlier, I'm better for knowing Kim. I really am. Like, and there's stuff I'm not going to go to live at all, but I am a better person for knowing Kim.
And it's not just from playing Cards Against Humanity.
No.
Oh my. Oh my, indeed.
We're gonna do. Hey, if the show does show up in January, we're gonna do it at his hotel, and we're gonna involve him as well.
No, you are not.
Yes, we're gonna record you, and you're gonna be there.
I can't even. I've tried over the years so many times to just stand over shoulders and listen to that game. I'm like, I can't. You're looking at the premises.
Listen, you're looking at the Brick Fair 2020 reigning champs right here.
I believe it.
She won one, and I won the other one. And there's nobody with a messier minds than us.
Todd put me in his Cards Against Humanity deck because he thought it was so funny that I was whatever he called me. Too bashful or what. I was like, this is like hardcore stuff that you guys are talking about. So they have blank cards or whatever. I really don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
There's blank cards, and he actually had them sent away and was professionally printed with my name on him. So it looks like they're official.
That's hilarious.
And he thought it was so funny. And I was like, yeah, all right.
So, Kevin, I'm going to touch Kim, we're getting to the end of the show.
Yep.
I'm going to touch on another thing that has to do with me. I didn't warn Kevin that we were going to do this, except for the fact that Kevin already knew. Just he doesn't realize that I'm talking about it right now. This goes to the new join button on my channel, folks.
I joined.
Yeah, you did.
Don't related to me because I joined.
She's a joiner, folks, right there.
She's the joiner.
But so what that means is if you're watching this on Saturday, you missed a whole 24 hours because you're not a level 1. So level 1 people, you get access to. Are you going somewhere? Okay. Level 1 gets early access to most or all of my videos. Level 2 gets, which Kim is a level 2. Boop. Level 2 gets secret live streams or members only live streams.
Secret.
They are secret because no one knows except for the people that I send the email to. So for $2 a month, and I'm sorry it's not $2 a year. I think that's dumb. But for $2 a month, well, hey, I can't help it. You'll get access to this, and there is a level 3 coming sooner than later, and it's going to have. We've already discussed it. I've discussed it with the wifey. It's going to have a exclusive brick for your brick badge.
Wow.
It has not been designed yet, Kevin.
Kevin's not a level 1 or 2.
Right. So that's what's coming down the pipe. Don't know how soon, but I don't have the brick yet. So for you guys that when I mentioned stuff and it happened, it didn't.
Okay, so here's the real problem is Julian mentioned stuff is the problem. And so we're going to get to the root of the problem. The root of the problem is not that you guys are trigger happy. It's the fact that he mentions things when they're not ready.
Yeah, I'm not ready with the brick. We'll get there, and you guys will be the first to know. And I'm going to do it I'm going to do it with smallest amount of margin of profit I can do and have a level 3. So you're just paying for the brick, folks. So if I can do it, anyway, whatever. Too much. I've said too much.
Whatever.
It's all about Kim. Sorry, Kim.
That's okay. I'm a member and I'm a Patreon supporter.
Absolutely, yeah.
And we appreciate that.
All the good stuff.
You have no idea.
I appreciate both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So Kevin has way more Patreon than me. I'm just messing with you, Kevin. Kevin, just keep drawing.
That's all I can do is just keep drawing.
So
that's amazing. I missed that I'm back at work instead of work home. I was working in this room.
Yeah.
When I was working in this room, I could go online on Friday mornings and watch you draw. Now I have to catch up.
Well, I mean, now the time lapses on Monday, so it's just like you get the quick recap. And today we did that 100-hour special. Today that was actually super crazy because it's 30 minutes, so you have to spare 30 minutes of your life. But I was there with like 10 or so people, and we went back and we watched the time lapse from episode 1 to 37, and it's just like. Wow. All the memories, and then it's also like a time lapse of life because you're like, oh, that's when the virus started. Oh, that's when toilet paper was a thing. Oh, that's what holiday this month's in. Like it's just kind of like you're seeing and reliving. So it's kind of crazy.
That's cool.
But yeah, I appreciate anybody stopping by, whether it's live or after the fact or whatever. So it's all good.
But we have. I'm going to speak for Kevin. I do have a mouse in my pocket, but I'm also going to speak for Kevin. We have enjoyed this very much, Kim. And there's she had a mouse in her pocket. And we appreciate it, and we're very happy to have had you on.
Oh yeah.
And
it's really nice of you guys to invite me. I appreciate it. It's been a great night.
And folks, if you want to learn how to build, check out Kim. She's in talk on Instagram, YouTube.
A very NTalk is my family's initials. My wife's last name, my kid's last name, my last name, and then our first names: Tristan, Alex, Lorraine, and Kim. And I never knew I was end up going to have that as my name. I may have come up with something else, but that was my email because it was our initials.
It's better than bricks or brick.
Yeah,
everybody else is.
Oh, yeah.
You're just BS.
I am now.
That's all you are.
I noticed that. I could be BT.
I like the other night when Brittany was with you and it was BS and BS. I was like,
we did that. She gets frustrated because I stole her initials.
That's a lot of BS.
That's a lot of BS.
Right here to Smith House. That's why our eyes are brown. But I thank you very much. And from all of us here at Forever Sorting, to all of you at home, remember, you got to love those bricks.
Love the bricks.
Bye, everybody.